Right, in this video I am going to be installing a new indicator, and this indicator assembly includes the wipers, and that's the clock spring. So what happened in the Hyundai i20 that I'm installing in, the indicator is faulty. As we push to the right, it just flashes without giving me any indicator, but if I kind of push it halfway, the indicator does work as normal, but you can't drive with yourself holding the indicator as such. Obviously the fault is in here. First I thought perhaps it's the relay or something for the indicator, but there is no relay for the indicator that I could find in the body of the car's fuse box. So it falls down to the errors in there in the car. So this is the replacement. This clock spring comes out. I'm just wondering if I need to put the original, because this is the electronic part, one back into here, and it's just, I'm just trying to change this mechanism here. I'm just wondering. So one of the first things is to disconnect the negative terminal battery, because we don't want to fire off the airbag from the driver's steering wheel. Disconnected it and put on the cap, so we know it's not going to touch that again. Should neutrify it. Okay, just straighten up the steering wheel. I had mine to the one corner. So what I'm going to do next is steering wheel straight. As I've got a little white mark on here, I'm just going to put a new white mark with Tipex. Steering wheel straight, and we'll take off some screws. There's two below the steering wheel, and I think they are hex. Not hex, they are torque. I can't remember what size torque. They're one of the torque screws, not very large. Just take them out, and this should pop out. Right, so it's here. It's this size torque. There's no number on this. I guess it's a 25. I'm guessing. If it's not, just pick a different one. One here and one on the opposite side. Just undo those torques. Speaking of torque, 25, more like torque 35. Okay, both screws are out. It's gently coming out. Wherever you don't test, don't go and test the solenoid behind. Well, don't test the resistance of anything to do the airbag, because it'll fire off. Right, so we just got one clip holding it. Okay. There's a yellow thing there. Let me have a look at the new one. See how I can take this off. Can't remember. Okay, the inside, the guts of it. Well, not the guts yet. It's just getting deeper. Looks like that. So changing the airbag will be dead easy if you had an airbag fault. Easy as that, really. I reckon it'll be popping the yellow tag out, and it should come out. So screwdriver job. Tiny screwdriver, pop the yellow tag upwards, like so. Okay, easy as that. You'll see that clip there is much simpler. Just wedge it in. Now I'm going to put this airbag in the back seat and try not to do anything to it. So these are the numbers on it, and I'm going to put it face up. So don't go testing, don't get a a multimeter and test those two terminals there. Do not do that. Okay, there's my screw that holds on the steering wheel. White paint mark just to help me line up the nut, and the inside of there and the inside here on the steering wheel, so everything is aligned properly when we replace it. I've got it not at a straight angle, it's kind of a bit skewed to one side. Right, okay, so take a lot of torque to undo that one there, and this will have to come off as well. That little bit there, that'll come off easily. You can see it wiggling around. This will thread backwards. Okay, I've got a 19 steering wheel lock. Steering wheel is not lockable. Don't know why. 19 and a 60cm breaker bar. Yeah, it's good. Okay, done it. Not too difficult. Good job. Okay, so should be a little washer that comes out. This flaky stuff is Loctite on there. I'm not sure matters which way around it gets compressed. This wheel is going to be a bit of a job to take off. It's going to be stiff. Don't think there's anything else. It cannot be anything else because it rotates. So it's just a bit a case of hitting it, and hopefully it'll come out. 2 or 3 light blows, obviously coming towards you. Dislodged it. Something in the way. There's a cable. I just saw a channel to the north of the little kind of bitey splines, and so I think it's kind of idiot proof. But I need to disconnect that plug there, that one there. I think it's a push-up job, I think, and to release the steering wheel. As soon as I pull up on that, it just comes straight out. So I see 2 screws here, normal screws, and there's one underneath. And I've already taken that one out. It's about here where my finger is. Oh, I hope I haven't lost it. Anyway, that one top bit comes off, and with these 2 out, the bottom part comes off. So just pull this way, push it the other way, and it comes loose. I wonder if I can take it all the way off. So like clicking and clanging. You know, that selector thing for up and for the steering wheel height. Just shifting that around, hopefully it'll come off. Might have to take this cover off probably. It hides the fuse box. Might give me a bit more space yet. There we go. So that should come off first, really, but never mind. Okay, back in goes. So I shifted this around. So the inside looks like this. Nice and plasticky. Top lid comes off. There's a cloth there, a dust cover cloth. I'm just going to move it all the way back this time. Good look at it. Alright. Alright, there's a little arrow here. Right at this point, everything can move. You don't want it shifting too much. White paint marker there, and should be a little arrow there, and it should line up with a little arrow here. There's a little arrow, tiny little arrow, plastic arrow. You can barely see it. I might turn off the light, you might be able to see it, but if you use to read that, it basically says turn it all the way clockwise and then wind it about 2.75 anti-clockwise, and it will be in the middle, but make sure the arrows line up. That is when you're installing a new clock spring. Okay, so that's free to rotate now. If I was to rotate that a couple of times, we're back on complete error. You know, you won't be able to steer a steering wheel very much. It will just go once and then we get stuck. You know, as you turn it half a turn, it will get stuck. That's my mark there. Do I want to keep this? Possibly. I'm just going to have a look at the new one. I wonder why this one spins so freely and the other one does not. You can tell that it does not want to spin. And mine is in the body of the car. I wonder if I take it out, would it just become as immobilized? So looking at these, quite a few plugs, sockets, one there, one there, one there, one there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. First one straightforward, the rest will not be straightforward. This white and big large one is straightforward. Press on the little clip. There's one. This one is not straightforward. Push up maybe. Or push down. One way or the other. I have to work out. Flip the little white tag downwards and it wants to come out. That's number 1, 2, 3. 2 more. Can't see this one at all, but I think there's a white clip. Oh, that one, okay, 4. Can't really see that one at all. Have to go underneath. The last one is a spring-loaded clip. Very strange. I pulled that back and it went backwards. Right, so the next job is to take this one out, which can rotate freely. Very strange. I didn't think it could, but it can. That's okay. So where are the clips? So it wants to come out. There's some here, I think. And that should release the 2 screws holding the stalk in. You can just about see one of the screws just there, just here. So that's what I can definitely see. One clip here. There you go. That's one. That's 2. And gonna be one upstairs. That really made it loose just now. These 2 just kind of sitting there. I don't think they're clips. This one here. Pull that up. Okay. That's that one. So look. Don't know if you can see. Should be a tiny little arrow there. And it should point to another tiny little arrow which I can't see. Good grief, the arrow is tiny. Let me look round it. Can't see any other arrows. Oh, there it is. Oh my word, look how tiny that arrow is. There it is right there. So, oh yeah, okay, when the white mark lines up, there's the 2 tiny little arrows, see them? Tiny. Okay. I think I want to keep this because it's not the clock spring that's broken. And the other one, funny enough, is not rotating. Not sure. Right, 2 screws. Even here, quite deep. Again, this is the faulty part we want to change, right? Let me give you a better view. That was a terrible shot. Camera shot. 2 screws, one. Bunch of ball bearings in there you can see. Oh, I don't think this screwdriver will do. So you need a long screwdriver to get the deep inner screw. Keep them because I just noticed the spare part has only got one screw, so keep everything handy. That one was a T40, by the way. I took out them two side screws to the steering wheel fissure. Now, make sure you get a right screwdriver. It's, you know, do not try and get an ill-fitting screwdriver in that hole there. Make sure it's perfectly the right one. You need a skinny one, but it's got to fit. If it doesn't fit, just go out and buy another set of screwdrivers. Don't attempt to try and turn it with something that's not quite fitting, okay? Alright, with both screws out, hopefully it will lift out, and there might just be nothing underneath. Of course there'll be a clip. Look for the clip, look for the clip. Holding it. Try it again. Oh no, came straight out. Okay, so this is the faulty part, and I'll exchange it for the other one, and I'll put the guts of the original one back in, the clock spring. So this will give you, you know, if you wanted to know how to access the tumbler on the key tumbler, this would be how you access it. All right, so I'm going to remove the clock spring on the other one and put our clock spring in, because it's curious why it doesn't spin anyway. Right, so it doesn't spin. You see that little white tag there? It's missing in our one. I'll get the light on. See, it looks different. So when I pull this tag forward, I guess that's when the steering wheel is pushed in, and then it allows the this whole mechanism to return. So I'm just going to leave that as it is. Just checking numbers on it. I think it's identical. No at the top. Get the light away. 93480 3L002. Underneath it, Mobius 6000-100 steering angle sensor. Kia, made by Kia. So I'll put our original one back in. I know the original one's okay. Put some of this Loctite 243 on there, on the steering wheel nut, and put the screws in, of course, and then I'm just going to put the old clock spring back in. Okay, the guts of the old one is back in, all the plugs are back in, and I guess I better put the fissure back in first. Fissure first, this top lid, bottom lid, all three screws, and then steering wheel, and then finally the airbag. Torque on that nut, it should be 39, but it should be way more than 39, more like 90 or something, really, to get all them points lined up. So remember, that mark was off anyway. I should have put a new mark on the steering wheel. Make sure he's lined up, put it back in. Make sure that clock spring thing, obviously the main mark on that's the most important thing. Make sure it's lined up. Slot it all back in, and that's it really. Make sure this one's in, make sure that plug is in, and an airbag, and that should be it. 2 screws comes in the side, and we'll test it. We'll test the indicators. Okay, engine on, so there we go, back to normal. Right hand side anyway, instead of left. Test the other functions. Got a horn, good. Don't worry about the music too much. Main things, light. We've got a light. Iron beam. Fog light. Let's check these fog lights.